Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalia. If you guys are brand spanking new here, I am so thrilled to have you guys here. You don't even know. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, which I'm sure some of you do, maybe not all of you, and that's cool. Or not. Did you go? Did you follow me yet? Okay. Alright, let's back to what I was saying. If you guys do follow me on Instagram, you've seen me post on my story before exactly what I do to do my makeup. However, I've never really gone in depth. I get a lot of questions on a daily basis. And I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I get thousands of questions. No, let's be real. For the amount of followers that I have on my Instagram, I do get a lot of questions about my makeup. Mainly about my base makeup. My skin, like how I get it to look smooth, how I get it to look even. And believe it or not, I don't like use Facetune or a smoothing tool very often on my pictures. Just because honestly, I'm going to become like super transparent here. I'm not that good at Facetune. Like, I don't know if, like, I'm not paying for the app properly. Like, if I'm not using all the features. But I'm not that good at it. So I really pride myself on making sure that my makeup looks really great just if you were to look at me in my face. And so, with that being said, I wanted to come on here and really show you guys my updated everyday makeup routine because it has changed. For the most part, the look of it is the same, but the steps that I take to make it last a lot longer have changed, and the products that I've used have changed. And so I wanted to go in and show you guys exactly what it is that I use and how it is that I come up with a flawless base that doesn't look cakey but does last all day. So if you guys want to see exactly how I created this and the tools and the products that I use to create it, do continue to watch this video. But before I give you guys a little bit something, I do have a small favor to ask you. Please do scroll down. I cannot speak English. Scroll down and find the red button and subscribe to my channel. Also, turn the post notifications on so you guys get notified as soon as I post a brand new video, because I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started into this video. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. I already did my brows. If you guys want to see exactly how I do my brows, I will leave a link to my previous video on exactly how I do my brows down below in the description bar, so you guys can definitely go and check that out. The reason I went ahead and did it is because I do my brows with no product on my skin. So I wash my face, and when I come back, that's the first thing that I do. I explain why I do that in that video, so I'm not going to really go into depth too much about that in this one, because obviously I've done it and said it before, and you guys can check out that one. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the skin. Before I start, disclaimer, I use a lot of high-end products. You do not, I repeat, you do not have to use all of the products I use, or even any of them. Really, what I want you guys to take from this video is the techniques that I use and like the steps that I take. Mainly the steps. I don't even necessarily know if I'm like technically doing this correctly. So there's that. What I'm doing is not anything that you, I'm sure, have never seen before. It's maybe just a combination of everything that I do. I also want to throw out another disclaimer out there. I have oily skin. Sometimes it's normal, but for the most part, I have fairly oily skin. So if you don't have oily skin, not every single step in this video is gonna work for you, and that's okay. You can omit anything that is not gonna work for you, or any product that's not gonna work for you, and you throw in a product that does work for you. Just keep in mind, like, the steps. So moisturizer, primer, foundation, like, etc. You get what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody needs me to go any further, because I fucking talk too much. But anyway, so the first thing that I do is I go in with moisturizer. You should never ever not put a moisturizer on your skin. It is an important step. We are about to pack tons of makeup on top, and so the first thing you want to do is make sure you're taking care of your skin. So first step, moisturizer. I like to use the Tatcha water cream. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. You do not have to, like I said, use this water cream if you have oily skin and you want to check out a water cream. Another couple brands that have them. Urban Decay has one, I believe. And Ole Henriksen has one. There's like a couple brands out there. I'm having an allergy attack, so I can't even like think straight. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but this water cream is super expensive, so I don't blame you if you kind of want to be like, I'm good. I'm not spending $68 on moisturizer, no matter how great you tell me it is for my skin. Because let's be real, some people just don't have it, and that's okay. Sometimes I ain't even got it. I be leaving Sephora like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Put it back. Then I allow my moisturizer to really sink in and get like, ooh, I was thirsty, and really hydrate up my skin. And as soon as that's done, I go in with the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. I'm pretty generous with this. It does come with this little tiny spatula, little scooper thing. So I do go ahead and apply that also directly to my skin. And while I do go ahead and put this all over my skin, I like to mainly focus it in this area. And what I love about this primer is it just really fills in the pores. And like, I'm sure you guys can't see it on camera, but like what I see right now is like in my mirror, my skin is so luminous and it's really just glowing, and it just looks even and clean, which is what I love about this primer. Like, you can see it work. So this next step is one that I have been swearing by lately. I'm not using it the way that the directions say to use it, and that's fine. I mean, I can do whatever I want. It's my makeup. I spent my money on it. If I wanted to eat this, I could. Now, don't do that. Do not do that. But I'm just saying. This is the Urban Decay Velvetizer. So what you're supposed to do with this is add a little bit to your foundation, and that kind of turns your foundation into like a mousse. So if you think about what mousses look like and what they feel like, that's kind of what this does to your foundation. A little bit less thick, I guess. I never like to use it like that. And then one day it was just sitting in my drawer, and I was like, let me see if I can make this work for me. If you don't have this, that's okay. You can use your setting powder. Translucent is probably your best bet. So if you do have a translucent setting powder, that's fine. I personally found that setting powder was too thick for me with this step, so I didn't like using it. But to each his own, you may find that it works wonders for you. So don't run out to the store and buy this just yet. Try it with what you have, and if what you have, you're not loving it, then maybe you can go ahead and give this a shot. And let's be real, get a sample first before you spend your money. So I go ahead and just put a little bit on my beauty blender, and then I pounce it into my skin. I do this mainly in the areas where I get my oiliest. So my nose, my whole T-zone, right here around my mouth, I get really oily as well. We're looking a little crazy right now, and that's okay. Oh, wait, really quick. Before we move on, I have a small disclaimer. This technique does not work, especially this powder, with certain primers. So any primer that's got that like silicone-y feel, it's not gonna work, because what happens is, and I've learned this through trial and error, you go ahead and you put it on, and it kind of like coagulates the powder rather than allowing it to sit right on the skin. So you end up with like pieces of the powder rather than the powder just sitting on the skin. So little disclaimer. Next thing you want to do is you want to go in with your foundation directly on top of this. You don't want to brush it away. You kind of just want to leave it exactly as it is. I use the Nars All Day Luminous foundation. An important thing here is also you don't want to do this technique. I know there's a lot of rules, but I promise it works. You don't want to do this technique with a foundation that's like ultra matte. anything that's like too matte or has a like really thick consistency, just you're gonna end up like really cakey, and that's exactly what you don't want. So the All Day Luminous is a semi-matte foundation, so it is creamy, but as you can see on my beauty blender, it will drip I don't know if you guys can see that, but like it will drip off very quickly, versus a foundation like the Huda Beauty is a perfect example of the kind of foundation that you wouldn't want to do this with, because it's already so matte. Also probably like stick foundations. I don't know if you guys like, if you would like love to do this with that, but just a little disclaimer. So what you'll notice right away, if you're like looking closely, is the areas where I put the powder, the foundation is already really setting. It's kind of like setting itself. So you don't want to work super slow. Alright, now that that's all done, this next step, if you feel like I'm not going to do it right now, but I just want to let you know, if you feel like you have gone ahead and put your foundation on and you are still a little powdery, or you feel like your skin looks a little dry, take a little bit of setting spray, go ahead and give yourself a good mist, let it dry down, and then go in with the next step. So the next couple steps are pretty standard. I'm going to go in with my Jouer concealer. This is the shade Rich Ginger. Now this is a high coverage concealer. I swear by a high coverage concealer. This is one of my favorites. So is the Tarte Shape Tape. So is the Nars Complete Soft Matte Complete Concealer. The ColourPop is another really good one. The Kylie Cosmetics is another really good one. Those are just some of my, I have an itch. Oh my god. Okay. Those are just some of my favorite concealers I figured I'd throw out there and let you guys know what I have used that I know for a fact works with this technique. Alright, anyway, moving on. So, I like to bring my concealer all the way up to my nose. And just go ahead and pull it out. I'm going to pop a little bit on my eyelid here. I'm going to take a little bit of my Morphe setting mist and I'm going to go ahead and spritz my beauty blender. I like to do that for this step just to help kind of further lock in the concealer. And I'm a big fan of starting at my chin. And then I let my eye... I let my eye concealer, like under eye concealer, sit the longest. Just because that's kind of where I want the most coverage. Next step is totally unnecessary, but I am going to pop a little bit more concealer. This is the ColourPop. I have a slightly lighter shade in this, so I like to just go ahead and pop it right under my eyes for a little bit of extra brightness. But like I said, it's a totally unnecessary step, even for myself. But you know, sometimes your girl likes to be bright. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start contouring. I like to use a foundation stick. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. I use the shade Cool Earth. I've been deciding that I like a cooler contour and then adding a warm bronzer on top. So that's why I've been using Cool Earth. And, you know, but you can use whatever you use for your contour. There's nothing special about what I'm going to do here. So if you've been contouring with a concealer, a foundation, a stick foundation, keep doing you. Doesn't matter. I used to contour down here. I now start my contour about here. You know? I like to go a little bit higher. Snatch le cheekbones. So now I'm just going to go ahead and buff this out. Just soft little pat, pat, pat motions. Move your ass hair. Alright, so now that that's all done, I'm going to go ahead and take another spritz of my Morphe setting mist all over my face. Take your beauty blender and double check anywhere where you may have some creases. You definitely want to do that before you add your setting powder, because if you set in the creases, they'll stay. Like, that's how they'll set, so you don't want to do that. I'm going to use my Mercier translucent setting powder to go ahead and set this. Use its same beauty blender to go ahead and set. Don't forget to set your eyelids as well. Then I'm just switching sponges to the Morphe Contour and Highlight Sponge, and I'm using the flat side, and we're gonna just do the bottom. However, you don't want to go all the way back to where you put the contour color. You want to go a little bit before that. Alright, now that that's all done, we're gonna go ahead and warm up the face a little bit more. I'm actually gonna do this while I'm baking, so I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer, and I'm just taking a powder brush, and where I did my contour, I'm popping the bronzer on top, but I'm being a little bit less precise about it, so that we're just warming up the face as a whole and not necessarily keeping like super sharp lines, because in this case that is okay. So that's how that goes. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and brush this off. Alright, now that that's all done, we're going to go once more with the Morphe Setting Mist. And that's really just going to help melt all the powder in so we don't look as powdery as we did a second ago. So, please hold. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and pop some blush on. I'm using the ABH Trio blush, and I'm going to go in this one here. This is typically the one that I use. I do have another one from ColourPop that I use, but I use those blushes that almost look more brown, because it is just my everyday look, so I like a more neutrally, that's not a word, blush. So I go ahead and just pop that onto the apples of my cheeks. And then I do pull it back a little bit. And I am pretty generous about how much blush I put on. But I'm really generous with blush when I first put it on, because blush is actually the very first thing, I mean, probably after lip gloss. Blush is the first thing to go away. Like, and if you even have like really good glosses, those might last longer than your blush. So I like to be super generous with the blush in the beginning, just to really make sure that it does last me through the day, so that like when I'm coming home from work at 4 o'clock in the morning, I can still see some of my blush. Like, that makes me feel like I did something right. You know what I mean? Just a little. Just a little. Then I'm gonna go in with highlighter. You guys should know by now, I am in love with Amrezy. Like, if we could be best friends, like, I would love that. That's it. Like, I think she's just a boss-ass queen, and she embodies everything that I want to feel like. So, if we could be friends, that'd be great. So, I'm using her highlighter. It's one of my favorite highlighters these days, and no, not just because I like her, but actually because she made an awesome product. So I am going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. It's at A23, and I just like to pop my highlighter right in this area. Like, it is such a beautiful highlighter. Also, I love to pop a little bit of highlighter over here, nothing too crazy. Oh. That's all done. So next I'm going to pop some mascara on and then I'm going to put lashes. You can feel free during your everyday makeup routine to not wear lashes. If I'm wearing lashes, this entire routine takes me about 30 to 35 minutes. Obviously, I'm talking through this, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. If you don't have that much time, obviously you can omit whatever in this routine you feel like was unnecessary. I know some people like to highlight and not contour but just bronze. Like, that is a way to kind of cut a step and still get the same effect here. On days where I don't have that much time, I'll skip the lashes. Like, I feel better adding a little bit of eyeliner and some lashes and kind of going about my day rather than skipping something else. But it's, like I said, it's personal preference. You can skip the highlighter, you can skip the blush, you can skip the lashes, you can skip the contour. It just, you choose whatever works for you. I just wanted to show you guys what I do. So give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead, put some lashes on, and then I will be right back to do the lipstick portion and to finish this video up with you guys. So give me a second. I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, so I'm back. I went ahead and did my lashes and some eyeliner as promised. I am currently wearing the Baddie B lashes in the style Extra. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I'm like addicted to these lashes right now. Mainly the Insta hoes. I was about to be like, because I'm an Insta hoe, but not yet. One day. Kidding. But I recently got these in and I love these as well. So I like a dramatic lash when I'm wearing like pretty basic makeup. Like, this is basic to me. So I usually will go with the Insta Hose, but I also really like the Extra. So I am wearing these instead today. I did then go ahead and line very thinly above them just to conceal the lash band a little bit. I use my Kat Von D eyeliner in Trooper Black. And then, of course, I finish everything off with my Kush mascara from Milk. And of course, I line my my waterline with my Feline eyeliner from MAC Cosmetics. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the lips, and we're going to just finish up this face so that you guys can see exactly what it is that I look like when I leave my house on an everyday basis. So I am going to go ahead and line my lips. Today I'm using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils in the shade Versatile Chestnut, I believe. Yes, that's it. Then I like to add a little bit more liner on top. This is the same Makeup Forever pencil. This shade is Wherever Walnut. So for today's lip color, I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors X I Love Sarai liquid lipstick in the shade Nude Chica. This is actually one of my favorite nudes right now. Like, ugh, it's such a pretty nude. Then I'm going to be popping the Dose of Colors X Desi X Katie lip gloss in the shade Over the Top. I don't know why I just forgot that. But it is this beautiful lip gloss with a little bit of gold reflex. It's such a beautiful gloss. Then lastly, I'm going to give myself one last spritz of the Morphe Setting Mist. And there you guys have it. That concludes this look. This right here is my everyday makeup routine. This is what I wear if I'm going to the store, if I'm going to run errands, like just shopping for the day, if I'm going for a quick lunch and I don't feel like getting super glam. This is my go-to look. This is what works for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys learned something new. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment in the comment box down below if you've got something cute to say. As always, you know what I say, keep it cute or put it on. So with that being said, I will see all of you guys in my very next video. I love you all so much, and I will see you soon. Bye. Good for him. He know I don't never cheat because I'm good to him.
My God, to have his baby next is gonna push for him. You see, I let him keep the cookie cause it's good for him. And whenever he keeps the cookie, he got good form. He know that when I'm pulling up, I'm in a good form.
This is my favorite part. Girl.
Get a knee pad. See, I pull the strings like a
you gotta look around, make sure nobody's around. I'm fucking hungry, my guy. Like, hungry? Headline to a sir, something, something, sir. I can't remember the fucking lyrics, sir.